I'm Jeff Philbin, and ignore the clock on the wall because it's dinner time today. TV dinners, but in color. We're making meatloaf with peppers, mushrooms, and carrots, plus dessert in a one-pan meal that you can make tonight. Dwight Hutchins is back with us today for a third visit. Going for the trifecta here to the Dinner DeeAs kitchen.
3 times the charm.
3 times is the charm. He's previously brought us simple stuffed peppers and a one-pan quick cleanup of spatchcock chicken. And today's dish sounds like it's one that's really going to be easy on the dishwasher too.
Easy on the dishwasher, and bring us back to I Love Lucy, I Dream of Jeannie.
Okay.
That old TV dinner.
Okay.
That used to put in that oven and cook in one shot.
All right, so then you're going to be walking me through all of those moments and memories too. So it's a walk down memory lane of nostalgia here.
Walk down memory lane. So we are going to start with a meatloaf. That was one of the main things, the Salisbury steak meatloaf TV dinner.
It was a staple to a TV dinner.
It was a staple. So this is what we're going to start with in our cast iron pan.
Okay.
So basically we're going to make it in our cast iron pan as opposed to that little cheap aluminum dish that used to get back in the day.
No one wanted that one there. You pull it out and you're like getting cuts and it feels like it's...
and it wobbles and everything. But this right here is a sturdy, stable TV dinner, and we're going to eat like kings. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take our ground beef and we're going to add an egg in there. And we can start blending that egg and mixing that egg up in there.
Okay. Can I help with this part here?
Oh, yeah,
I want to get right into this one.
Meats and getting it nice and full. And while you're doing that, we are going to put in our Italian breadcrumbs. Okay. So these are pre-seasoned Italian breadcrumbs. Perfect. And that adds a nice little flavor to that. So we're going to add that in there. Okay. And we keep kneading that in. And what we're going to do, which is going to keep this meatloaf nice and juicy and give it a little distinct flavor, is we're going to add not just tomato sauce, but we're going to end up adding an old-fashioned tomato jam.
Tomato jam too, all right.
Tomato jam to the mix. And the tomato jam is going to give it a nice little distinct flavor and taste. Okay. So this is our Barbara's Kitchen tomato jam, and we're going to add a half a jar of that to our beef.
Now, what type of flavors are going on inside this jam here?
So the tomato jam is going to have a nice little sweet flavor. It's kind of funny because a lot of people don't have an idea of what tomato jam tastes like. They think it's going to taste like ketchup. Yeah. They're not sure about it, but it has a sweet little tanginess to it. Okay. And it's an old-fashioned jam. Our grandparents, you know, Sharon and I's grandparents used to make tomato jam when they
And Sharon is your wife?
Yes.
Chef Sharon Young.
She's the chef.
She's the chef.
So basically, we're mixing that all up. Okay. And once we get that kneaded in there nice, what we're going to do is we're going to divide that up into 3 segments of our pan. Okay. And we slightly scoop that into our pre-seasoned pan. Okay. And this is a cast iron pan, and what's nice about the cast iron pan is it evenly cooks everything.
I love it.
So we're gonna take our spoon. Okay. Here you go, sir.
I mean, I already kind of already just dug right in. Do I still need to use the spoon piece of it too?
So what we're gonna do, and we're not gonna pack it in too thick because we don't, too tight, because we don't want that meatloaf to be really hard. Okay. So we lightly pack it in there, and we get 4 sections in there, just a little bit above the rim. Okay. And that looks nice in there. And what's nice about this, again, is that if you want to add more vegetables, you can do 3 meatloaf sections. Okay. If you want to add less, of course, you can do 2, 3, 4, mix it up. If you're more for vegetables, you can do more vegetable segments in there. If you're more towards meat, you can do more meat sections in there. I like a lot of meat.
Options.
There you go, options. And what's also nice about this pan, this is originally used for cooking cornbread.
I love it.
So we cook cornbread in these pans. But what we do also in these pans is that I'll do a breakfast in here as well.
Really?
So with the breakfast one in here, we'll do 4 sections of maybe pancake batter in it, and then 2 or 3 with the egg in it. Okay. And then you can do some with the hash browns in there. So you can do a lot with this pan and make a nice one-pan meal.
I mean, you got all the food groups happening all at one time. You can put everything and be like, I got a little bit of this, I got a little bit of that. Everyone wins.
And it's an easy cleanup, and again, each person can portion it out the way they want.
I absolutely love it, because to get this TV dinner in front of your TV in time for the Fox 13 primetime lineup, or you DVR because you're cool like that, a Dinner DeeAs marathon, hint, hint, wink, wink, grab Dwight's recipe at our website, dinnerdeas.com, where you can print all the ingredients, the amounts, and the directions, or to follow along on your phone. Just open the camera app, zoom in on the QR code that we have in the corner of the screen, and a link to us will pop right up. Okay. Meatloaf looks like it's ready.
Meatloaf is ready. We are halfway done.
Halfway done, because like there was always going to have, you know, it was balanced. It was always like you had your protein, and then you always had, you know,
you had your
side.
vegetable, your side, and your dessert.
Okay.
And that is what we are going to work on next.
So what's next then?
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to chop up some peppers.
Okay.
So we have some peppers and some mushrooms.
Okay.
And we're going to chop these peppers and mushrooms up. I like to put them in a bowl once we get them all chopped up. And once we get them in that bowl, we're going to coat them with some olive oil. And once we coat that with the olive oil, then we're going to do one section with our our mushrooms and our peppers.
Nice.
There we go. So here's your section in here. Let me get some olive oil on his.
Love it.
And we are going to fill up a section. Now this is the smoky olive oil that we like to use.
Very cool.
And what's nice about that smoky olive oil, it gives it a little extra flavor and it makes it seem like you're at a campsite.
See, there you go. You're bringing. See, I'm an Eagle Scout, so it's just like seeing cast iron, getting a little bit of campfire, getting a little bit of like all of that. I'm ready for it.
Let's go.
You can really smell that smoke too in there.
That in there. And then what we're going to do once we do that is we're going to dab it with a little bit of sea salt.
Okay.
Just a little pinch. And I'll do a little pinch of yours.
Love it. I'm taking that little bit of the mushroom. You want the little bit left of the peppers there?
Yeah, you can pop that right on in there.
Okay.
And then we're going to grind that off with a little bit of long pepper.
Ooh, okay.
So this is a African, Indian black long pepper. And you can use a regular peppercorn if you want to use a regular peppercorn. Okay. Sharon and I, we do a low sodium diet. And we also like to use long pepper because long pepper actually helps with type 2 diabetes.
Love that. I absolutely love that. Okay. Our TV dinner is taking shape. When we come back after the break, see what else Dwight fills the rest of our skillet with and how there's even room for dessert in the same pan. Ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. We're cooking today with Dwight Hudgens, the dreaded fisherman. He also makes jams and jellies with his wife, Chef Sharon, as Barbara's Kitchen, named in honor of her mother. Today, he's making his spin on the traditional TV dinner, but in a cast iron cornbread skillet.
A cast iron cornbread skillet.
I love it.
What better use for it?
What better use for it? Because it's conveniently pre-portioning all of our dish here with all these beautiful sides. Before the break, we made our main dish, though, of meatloaf, mixing around ground beef with egg, seasoned Italian breadcrumbs, adding tomato sauce, plus this tomato jam that I didn't get a taste of before we started going into it. So now I really kind of want to like see what's going on with this meatloaf and what it's going to taste.
That tomato jam is something special. You know, it's amazing to put that tomato jam on some roast beef sandwich, on a pastrami sandwich is also good, on a grilled cheese sandwich.
Or inside four of these beautiful wedges with that meatloaf. Because into the next one, we put in a nice little mixture of our red peppers and our mushrooms, which we toss in a smoky olive oil, which means that there's still 3 more portions to go to fill this bad boy up. So we've got even room for a second side. So what are we going to be doing next?
So we are going to do our garlic honey baby carrots.
Garlic, honey, baby carrots.
Yep, so we got our baby carrots over here. We cut up our baby carrots. You want to help me get these in this bowl?
I'd love to.
And once we get that in the bowl, we put a tiny bit, let's say, of smoky olive oil. And what we're going to do is drizzle a little bit of the smoky olive oil on there. And then we are going to top it off with amazing garlic honey. So this is a 40-day...
Garlic honey.
That's right. A 40-day, 40-night dreaded fisherman's garlic honey.
Okay.
You want a little taste of this garlic honey?
Yeah, let's go with it.
This stuff is amazing. This is a very healthy garlic honey. And get a little whiff of that. That garlic honey on there.
It's just garlic and honey.
That's it.
I should have just turned the label around. It literally just says that. It's only just those 2 ingredients. All right.
And what we do is we do 40 days and 40 nights of garlic fermentation in there. And that makes this an amazing raw honey. And we're going to drizzle that garlic honey on these carrots.
I love this because, you know, you've got a sweetness, but you still have the savoriness to it there.
Got the savory sweetness.
And that was always the balance of having a TV dinner, was that like you always knew exactly which lane it was going to be in, but you're kind of breaking that mold a little bit with this reimagination of this.
That's it.
So this is really fun. Okay.
So we're going to toss that in there, and we're going to portion out 2 sections.
2 sections.
With this carrot garlic honey mix.
So what you're saying is that we're only going to have 1 section for dessert. So it's like you really got to, you know, it's just that little bit. Can't have too much sweets.
Not too much, but that gives us a nice proportion
I love
over
that.
there. There you go, sir. And if we need a little bit more carrots, we get a little bit more carrots in there. Now the only thing is this time we're using carrots, but if you wanted to next time, you can do cauliflower in there. If you want to do cauliflower, green beans, you can mix it up. I'll go a little bit more in there. You can mix it up, not with just green beans, but you can also mix it up with any other vegetable that your heart desires.
Cool.
And that's the beauty and the fun of doing this pan meal.
Yeah, that is kind of fun because everybody can have their own little bit to it there.
Exactly.
You don't have to stick in the lane and be like, hey, this was it. Like, you want to put that one to be what you want to be, you go right ahead and do it. And I absolutely love that because if you want to grab the recipe for this tip-top TV dinner, head to dinnerdeas.com. We have the details on everything that you need from the ingredients, the amounts, the directions, even the video of this show, which you can watch, again, anytime that you want. Just scan the QR code to get right over to us. All right, so
our next section is the dessert section.
Okay.
And we're going to do a nice little simple dessert section. We're going to do some cinnamon apple slices in this dessert section.
I love that.
So we're going to peel a nice Honeycrisp apple.
Okay.
And we take the Honeycrisp apple, we gut it into a little bit smaller pieces so they fit nicely into that bowl, into that little section. And we're going to put these Honeycrisp apples into our sections.
I love it because the thing with the the TV dinner. No offense to those that make them, the purveyors of it, but you are always just getting instead of saying it was going to be apple, it was just lava. Okay? It was just always lava. So at least we know that we're starting off with pure apples instead of just molten lava.
We used to eat these things, and the top of your mouth would just burn off.
Totally, and everything was totally gone.
So we put our apples in there, and what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle with a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and a little bit of brown sugar.
Okay.
And again, you can put as much brown sugar or nutmeg to your taste.
Okay.
With these apples, and it gives it a nice, sweet, natural flavor to it. So I like to also top this off with a little pat of butter.
Okay.
And when this thing cooks, it bakes and everything cooks all at once, and it makes a really nice, perfect pan meal.
So these are going to go back into the oven. So the TV dinner is nearly done. We've even given you some great TV to watch while you eat it. But while that bakes, we're taking a quick break. But when we come back, a super smoothie to go great with our dinner ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. The dreaded fisherman, Dwight Hudgen, is cooking with us today, and he's brought his take on a TV dinner all made in one pan with meatloaf, 2 sides, and a dessert. Before the break, we made our second side by slicing some multicolored carrots, tossing them with olive oil and a fermented garlic honey, which, my friend, seriously though, for all of you at home, you have to try that whether you're using this recipe or not. It was actually that good. So adding a dash of butter with it, then we squeeze a dessert into our final wedge, taking some sliced apple and a dash of cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little brown sugar, and of course, a little bit of butter.
That's it.
You need it.
Butter.
All with the butter, which went into the oven for 30 minutes. And while we do have a dessert in our TV dinner, we're about to make a banana nut bread here without a baking tin.
That's right. We are going to make Sharon's famous banana nut bread smoothie.
Oh, I love it.
And what we do is we use Barbara's Kitchen banana nut bread jam.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you taste this banana nut bread jam. It is actually.
Well, I gotta get a spoon for this one. All right, come on.
Banana. Which is nice. So while you taste that, I'm going to put a little bit of ice in here and get this all prepared for our smoothie. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of ice in here. And how is that?
I dig this.
You know what's really cool about this banana nut bread jam? You could put it in pancake batter.
I was gonna say.
Waffle mix. Yogurt.
Yeah.
Ice cream. There's so many things you can do with this banana nut bread jam.
I want to get those apples back out again. That's what I want with that right there. That's what I want right there with that one.
Right now, what we're going to do is we are going to put this banana nut bread jam into our smoothie.
Very cool.
So we have a regular whole milk.
Whole milk.
We're going to put the whole milk in there over the ice.
And just a little ice there.
A little bit of ice in there with the whole milk. So we have our there. We're going to take some of our banana nut bread jam.
Okay.
Put our banana nut bread jam in there. Now this is going to make 2 smoothies.
Okay.
So we have our banana nut bread jam in there. We are going to take some peanut butter.
Okay.
So this is a smooth peanut butter.
Smooth. So you want the creamy stuff.
That creamy stuff.
Okay.
And we're going to put some nice, smooth, creamy peanut butter in here. Let that sit on top of there. Now we're also going to put a dash of cinnamon and a dash of vanilla.
Vanilla, okay.
So we got some cinnamon. Now, Sharon will put a lot more cinnamon than me.
Okay.
But we're gonna put our cinnamon in here. We're gonna put our vanilla in here. And last but not least, we're going to do some frozen bananas with fresh banana.
Now, why the mixture of having frozen and fresh? Or just saying like, okay, it's one or the other. But like you were like saying like,
you
no,
can
you gotta
do
have both.
one or the other, but both it makes it very smooth.
Okay.
The frozen smooth banana makes it nice and creamy.
Okay.
And this is.
So there's purpose behind that.
It is purpose behind.
Now I gotta ask you the question. If someone's taking a frozen banana and they see it and it's not the color that they saw it as it was, should they be afraid?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
So actually, when we make the banana nut bread jam, we let the bananas thoroughly ripen.
Okay.
And when bananas thoroughly ripen, they actually turn brown. And that's the highest sugar content.
And that's what you're actually looking for and what you're wanting.
Exactly.
So it's intentional.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And you don't have to add any sugar or anything to this because the sweetness of the bananas and the banana nut bread jam.
This is all that natural sugar that's coming.
Okay. So you got our bananas in there, the frozen ones. We'll peel another half of a fresh banana in there.
Okay.
And that fresh banana is also adding to that texture.
Love it.
And once we do that, we are going to close her up and start crushing that ice. And then turn that bad boy into a smoothie. So we're about done with this. The meatloaf is ready to have. There we go. I know that's loud. Gotta hear that loudness to it. And now the meatloaf is ready to add that topping on top of that. This smoothie is going to be ready, and time.
Well, I mean, I gotta have a little taste over here on this one because to grab the recipes for our TV dinner reboot plus this banana nut bread smoothie, go to dinnerdeas.com. Scan the QR code we have down in the corner of the screen to get right to us.
And that is. I'm just gonna give you a little pre-taste.
A little pre-taste. Well, I mean, my mom always said you can't drink alone, my friend.
Go.
So
then we'll toast.
You gotta, yeah, exactly.
Banana nut bread.
Toast to that one here. Let's get a little sample of this while it's still nice and cold here.
Mmm.
Yeah.
That peanut buttery.
Yeah.
Banana-y.
I like it.
Banana nut bread.
I dig that. All right. Now, we also still have that meatloaf here, and you saying that we need to be able to get a little bit of some tomato paste. Want to check these and see if these are ready?
Let's go.
Cool.
So we'll pull this meatloaf out, and what we do is we take this tomato paste and we coat these meatloafs with that. Okay. And what that does is that actually gives it a nice topping.
Oh yeah. Now, did I do a good job here? Because like,
oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
They look fantastic.
See, we got about the same portion size to it there. I love that. Okay.
All equal portions right there.
Okay.
We're gonna put that paste on top of there.
Okay.
Get them back in the oven and let that paste get a little bit of cooking going on in there, and that adds a nice little touch and taste to the top of that meatloaf.
And then, is it just like a nice thin layer you're looking for?
Yeah, just coat on there. Some people like more tomato paste and some people like less. Okay. I like a good portion of tomato paste on mine. Okay. You know, that is a nice amount right there.
Okay, perfect.
And now those apples are nice and done, and you can see those apples smell so good.
Yeah, they do.
Those apples have a nice flavor to them.
And it's that fermented honey right there. It's that garlic fermented honey. I love it.
Those carrots. Okay. You know, and once we get this back in the oven, it's only for 10 minutes, and then once this 10 minutes is up, we are good to go.
Well, our TV dinner finishes up. We're taking one last break. When we come back, Dwight and I will be taking them for a test drive and giving you our verdict ahead on Dinner Diz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz, or rather, Dwight Diaz, since Dwight Hudgen is with us for a third time. He's on Instagram as The Dreaded Fisherman and runs Barbara's Kitchen with his wife, Chef Sharon Young, making jams, jellies, and salsas, and a fantastic fermented garlic honey that, yeah, man, I'm going home with. I am going home with that one. Today, he shared his take on the TV dinner, reinventing it in a cornbread skillet, filling the wedges with a mix of meatloaf, smoky peppers and mushrooms, honey, garlic, multicolored carrots, and brown sugar cinnamon apples, plus a banana nut bread jam smoothie, which we blended up before the break.
So what we have again is our meatloaf, we have our carrots, we have our apples, and we have our peppers and mushrooms. Cast iron keeps it nice and warm. The meatloaf is nice and tender, juicy, not dry.
Love it. I love it.
And the cool thing is, see how easy it comes out of the cast iron pan?
Oh, it's gonna be like cleanup is gonna be like the easiest thing in the world.
It comes right out of that cast iron pan.
Absolutely fantastic on that part.
We'll do a little bit of carrots.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for some carrots.
Now this had that habanero honey.
That nice sweet garlicky honey.
But not too sweet that it's like a dessert where it's like,
right.
You know, where it's like a honey can sometimes do that. This has this beautiful balance.
A little garlic, a little sweetness
with that savoriness behind it that lets it shine as a beautiful side. All right, now we have these smoky peppers and mushrooms. What made them smoky again?
That dreaded fisherman's extra virgin smoky olive oil. And now we're going into the apples with the cinnamon and brown
Which we
sugar.
know are true apples because again, like the TV dinner, like it's just sometimes it's just like lava.
Had a little nice chew to the apple.
Exactly.
So you know it's an apple.
That's exactly it. You still have that texture and that bite behind it, which I want, and I need that right there.
That to let me know it's truly an apple.
And because like the brown sugar kind of melts it within a little bit of that butter, it makes that nice little bit of like that glaze to it there. That's just kind of like, it's perfect for it.
It's nice. So now, it all cooked uniformly in the dish, and everything is cooked.
In one pan.
In one pan.
In one pan. Thanks again for a third time to Dwight Hudgens. Grab his recipes at dinnerdias.com, where we have a link to his dreaded fisherman seasonings and Barbara's Kitchen, which he runs with his wife, Chef Sharon. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more Dinner Dias.
Thank you again.